Yo, what's good? Everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning. Happy Labor Day weekend. This your boy, Coach Dante, in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, comment, and that subscribe on today, man. On this morning, we kicking off your Labor Day morning show with coffee and sports in the morning. And we got my duo right here, one of my closest friends, my best friend, Key, in the building. How you doing, Key?
What's going on, yo? What's going on? Where the barbecue's gonna be at? Mail me a plate. Who got some burgers, some ribs, some potato salad? Who got the cooking out going down? But before it goes down, we got to talk about some things. So hopefully everybody has a great Memorial Day. Salute to all of the servicemen and women that served for our country on this Memorial Day. So shout out to all the veterans and everybody currently serving. Thank y'all for what y'all do for us to protect this country. So yeah, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of things.
Yeah, man, I had an awesome week. Y'all already know yesterday was my 33rd birthday, so appreciate y'all, man. Had a great time, got a more. I always do get what I get every year is an Astros win, so I get that every year. That's enough. I got a wins loss, but they perform well. But pretty much, we got a game 7 later tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't think it was gonna live to see a game 7. No, I've been hearing a lot of Lakers fans unhappy this weekend because if Boston wins, they will now have more championships than the Lakers. Now people trying to say the series is kind of rigged. That Boston came back.
Things is rigged. Things ain't rigged. Well, of course, we're gonna talk about game 6, but it's not rigged. It ain't rigged.
Yeah, we already know. Denver been waiting for a while on their opponent. Dez will know who we play after pretty much 9:30 tonight. Dez will know who we finally play, and that team that he gonna finally play, they don't got a lot of rest. They're not gonna have a lot of rest because the finals will start. The finals will start on June the 1st. So Denver got plenty of time to rest, and that team that's playing after tonight don't have a lot of time. But it's always good. Like I say, sometimes not playing could easily hurt because the team that is playing does have a rhythm because they played in a while. They've been playing recently. So we'll talk about that when we get there. But other than that, like I said, again, we're gonna talk about the game 6. We'll go about the game 6. Horrible game 6 for the Miami Heat to the last 2 minutes of the game. Jimmy Butler was hesitant on his wasn't shooting the ball like that. He was really hesitant. But again, when you needed him, he did step up a lot. Probably stepped up a little bit too late. But again, the Miami Heat was able to get the lead. So it's not too late. It wasn't too late. He stepped up in the last 2 minutes. He ended up hitting 3 crushed free throws, was turning into a 102 to 104 lead. But the game, Derek White hits the game winner on a tip in with Matt Screws. Well, it wasn't even a block out. Matt Screws was just chasing Derek White, and Derek White ended up beating them to the offensive board. That's how they lost, and that's been going on all game. The offensive rebounds, second chance rebounds was really killing the Miami Heat. Al Horford, I remember when he played for the Sixers He didn't play well for the Sixers, but again, he's meant to be a Boston Celtic. Again, the way he out there playing, I know it hurts the Sixers fan. Like, why you don't play like that with us?
It's not that he's meant to be with Boston. Is at the time they didn't know how to use him right. You can't put a ball dominant Embiid out there with Al Horford. It's not going to work, and it didn't work. So that's bad coaching right there. But anyway. I digress. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. But like I say, bad coaching news with some better coaching. So other than that, Joe Mazzulla's job may be saved for a little bit, but other than that, you had 12 total turnovers by Boston. Boston shot 43% from the field. They were pretty good from the field. They putrid from downtown. Miami was really good from downtown. That's what kept them actually in the game. So, Key, what you thought about this performance by Boston? What you thought about the win?
Man. Towards the last seconds, like you said, all it was boxing out. You let Derek White get free, and that tipping was just clutch. And he had time, a couple of seconds, he just put it up and it went in. But I did not think it was going to go game 7. Boston was down 0-3. Once they found their momentum, I'm like, okay, they got game 5. Okay, they won, and then game 6, I'm like, oh snap, they won again. Wait a minute, they're not gonna force game 7, right? And here we are now talking about game 7. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown has been showing out. That duo right there. Boston gonna have some decisions to make for real. Do they break them up, or do you give them the max deal for both of them? $613 million for both. But I mean, it would be crazy not to keep them together. Denver's not Denver. Denver's bench is deep, but so is Boston. They're role players. We got Derek White. You still got Grant Williams, Robert Williams on the defensive end. You can bring Malcolm Brogdon off the bench, and some of these other guys that helps contribute to this Boston team. Marcus Smart. Don't give enough credit for Smart. I know, he's not like a villain role, but a lot of people don't like Marcus Smart. But Marcus Smart is the reason why this team went to the finals last year, is because he called them out. He's good on the defensive side. When you need him to shoot, he can definitely shoot, because I forget the game was. It wasn't the last game, but the game before that, he was shooting lights out from the 3. So you give Marcus Smart that opportunity to score, he's going to score for you. So he's not saying the Draymond Green. He is the Draymond Green type of role where he do set up other players, and he also takes his own shots. But the game now is all on Miami right now. The pressure is on Miami because you had a 3-0 lead, and now we're tied 3-3. You know what happened in game 7 the last series? Jason Tatum, 51 points. Don't let that Jason Tatum go off. This would be the biggest, not say upset in history, but down 0-3 and they come back to win this series. That's going to be crazy. Now all the odds now shift on Boston. Now they're the favorites to win this series when Miami was. But Miami got to play lights out defense. Offensively, they got to get going. They got to shut down Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and force your other players to score. That's going to be tough. If they don't do that, Miami's going home.
Yeah, man. Before I get to this, want to say this a little bit. Again, this will be the biggest choke job in history if Miami lose this series. Be the first ever team to get 4-0, come back on. Like I said, again, I would feel bad for Jimmy Butler because, again, he did what he did in the last 2 minutes. And it wasn't enough. It came off a buzzer beater offensive board. But otherwise, like I said, man, no excuses for choking a 3-0 lead and having to come down to this. And I always said, hey, and I was always told, when I played basketball, I was always told, anytime a team is up 3-0, and when you get that third win, even when you're up 3-1 or 3-2, the pressure's on that team with the lead. Because, again, you see the team from behind, Boston, see how free they played. You see how freely they played. But you also seen how desperate they played on both sides of the ball. And Jaylen Brown, right now, compare right. Don't let us get one win. Because once you get that one win, their eyes light up. Now they got the confidence. Now they know, hey, the pressure on Boston, the pressure on Miami. Now they're gonna have to beat us. They're gonna have to beat us. They're gonna have to be perfect on every aspect of the ball. We get to go out there and play. We get to go out there. Any open shot Boston had, they capitalized on it. They didn't shoot well from the three, but you saw how great their defense was and how great they made Miami work for every shot they were. When you're up 3-2 or 3-0, no matter. Well, the team that got that lead, remember that pressure is always on the team because you got to close it out. You got to try to close it out. You don't want to give a cat got 9 lives. You don't want to give a team like Boston 9 lives. You don't want to give them an extra life. And that's what Miami did. They had 3 chances to close it out. They lost in a blowout. They lost at home in front of their home fans. You like, all right, we just didn't play good. But then you go back to Boston, and Boston blow you out the window about it out. Now, hey, Miami's seeking that pressure. They seeking it. Now, they say, hey, we got to close it out. It's either close it out or we go back to Boston without potential blowing a 3-0 lead. And Jimmy Butler did guarantee victory because he said we will win. That's like guaranteeing a victory. And they came up short on the offensive board. So now that pressure is on Miami to win this game. Or they will go down in history and giving Boston the first team ever to come back from 3-0. And that will be really insane. And you know how many people, good a culture they got. You know how many people would shit on them after, they lose this game. You know how many people would get them so much shit after they lose this game. But everybody gonna do it, including me. No passes for this 3-0, this 3-0, this come from behind. They better get something right by tonight. But Dez, how you feeling, man? What you like about Boston side? What you like? Matter of fact, he talked about the Boston side of it. Miami side, what hurt them throughout this whole series?
What hurt them is Bam Adebayo. 4 for 16 in that game. That's not gonna get it done. And you've seen the first 3 games. You've seen Boston really couldn't control Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo has to be a lot more aggressive. You can't just get away with 11 points. He's been really inconsistent. The first 2 games he's scoring over 20 points, getting a lot of rebounds. And like you said, Coach, the coaching, this is all going to be a big thing if they do lose this game tonight, because you were up 3-0. Denver was up 3-0 and took care of business. Both teams looked like they were going to match up and finish their series pretty quickly in the finals. And now we're just sitting here waiting as fans and as Nuggets fans and as Nuggets players. Like the Nuggets, I won't even lie. Like I'm not trying to sidetrack, but the Nuggets have already you given your opponent so much film, so much time to know your tendencies. Boston, you got to give credit to. Key, you're right, and Coach, they're deep. How does Derek White get a tip in with less than 3 seconds left in the game? That's sad. That's sad by Miami. I'm sad. You've seen it all on social media where Miami fans were celebrating, and they counted and it went in, and now you got a game 7.
That crowd was stunned. Like you could literally hear a pin drop in that stadium, in that arena. They was stunned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crowd was kind of stunned after that tip in. Like I said, Bam Adebayo boxed out his dude, Jaylen Brown. But at the play, you see Matt Strus running behind. Matt Strus was Derek White guy, and he ends up somehow chasing him on the play and beating Derek. And it's like Derek White as a receiver, running as a receiver, and the defensive player is right behind him, and Derek White just beating him to the spot and going up and get the ball. That's how Derek White literally did to Matt Strus. So other than that, again, hey, not gonna blame Matt Strus for this game. Plenty of possessions that went on. That was the difference maker. That was the difference maker of the game. It's clearly because it's the game winner. You're gonna look at that and say, what the hell Matt Strus doing? But there's plenty of possessions in this game that really actually decided the ball game. And Bam Adebayo supposed to be the second best guy up on this team. And he's going 4 for 16, couldn't buy a basket. Yes, Jimmy Butler was a lot hesitant in this game. But again, the last 2 minutes of the game, you seen him step up. And Duncan Robinson, how about he missed 2 threes in the game? Missed 2 wide open. Nobody wasn't even close to him. And he made every other 3 before those 2 wide open threes. Wish you can have those back. as well. So it's a lot of plenty of possessions, that cost this team, that pretty much cost this team the game. Then that tip in really shouldn't have been a part of the scenario, but other than that, part of the scenario. And now Miami gonna have to deal with it tonight. They're gonna have to come out and play a full 4 quarters, or they're gonna get Sun. They're gonna be making history. They're gonna be Suns home, and we will see Boston and Denver Nuggets. Like I say, and throughout the All-Star break, I did call that series too. So I did call that series. I said Denver was gonna make the finals and Boston was gonna make the finals. So again, I'm on point if Boston win tonight. I'm on point if Boston kind of win tonight. But other than that, we did get Derrick White is an underrated player. He is. He's an underrated player in this league. Remember when he was in San Antonio? He played for San Antonio in the Greg Popovich system. Played again with the Greg Popovich and R.C. Buford. Don't get enough credit. They don't get enough credit at all for how they develop talent. Kelvin Johnson, look at him over there. He's averaging 18 points per game. Key, one of her guys over there, Bassick over there playing well over there in Greg Popovich's system.
Mm-hmm.
I know she getting tired of seeing people leave Sixers and go somewhere else and be really good. We can talk about that all day long. Matisse Thybulle, we can talk about how good he got in Portland all of a sudden.
Isaiah Joe shooting the 3.
Isaiah Joe became one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. Now Bassett over there. And Mikal Bridges was the biggest one, a slap in the face of the ball. But other than that, I ain't trying to bring all that up because Key can we can go on all day how many times the Sixers kind of messed up on that part. But Dez, I'm gonna start with you. Derrick White underrated, man. How you feel about Derrick White impact on Boston?
He's been huge ever since he's been in Boston. You've seen his career numbers go up. I think this year he has a career high in points. I think it's like almost 13 points a game. Shooting well. He knows his spots. He knows his role. And he doesn't have to do much. When he was in San Antonio, that development that you talked about, Coach Greg Popovich, he doesn't get a lot of credit for that. And his defense, his tenacity, that's another addition that Boston needs, because in this NBA, you have to play defense. You cannot just win with offense. We've seen that with Dallas. They can shoot all they want, but if you don't play no dang defense, it's not going to matter. And he knows his role. He's not doing too much. And he just gives a lot of effort. That's the one thing I see from him, a lot of effort. You see guys slack off on defense, or after a missed shot, just, hang their head low. After he misses a shot, he doesn't hang his head low. I never see that. He always plays with effort, tenacity, with defense. And that's a characteristic that that just doesn't just come naturally, So you got to give credit to Derrick White, former CU buff as well. So I remember when he was in the draft that the Nuggets were trying to get him, but they didn't get him at all. But like I said, for Boston, this adds a lot of character, because you got Malcolm Brogdon. He's getting up in age. He is really getting up in age. So to have that 1-2 punch as well and kind of have that balance, I think that's great for Boston. And Derrick White, he is underrated. He really is underrated, though.
You got it, Keith.
I'll take Derrick White over Tobias Harris any day of the week. I'm just saying. But before we, like I said, I gave Tobias Harris a bunch of crap, but I still think Sixers don't know what to do with Tobias Harris, because he is good on the defensive side. He can knock down the 3 ball as well. So, like I said, a player like Derrick White, I wouldn't mind having in my rotation at all. Like you said, Des, he knows his role. He knows, of course, he's not going to go out there and be an offensive monster. But if that night comes, any given night, he can go off if y'all let him. But no, he's good on the defensive side. He can get you little buckets. He can also play make as well. He can get you rebounds. I think he had 11 points 11 points game 6. I think he had like 6 assists, maybe 4 rebounds. So he's doing it in other ways as well. He's passing the ball. He's rebounding. He's finding the open man. He can take the shot. So Derrick White is very underrated, even with, back on San Antonio, playing for San Antonio, you regardless of what the record is, you just want to play with Pop. You just want to be like, oh snap, I'm going to San Antonio for Greg Popovich, one of the best coaches in the NBA all time. At me if you want to, but you got to put him on that list. He knows how to find some talent. So, and he had Javonte Murray down there. He had, of course, Tim Duncan, your David Robinsons, your Manu Ginobili's, your Tony Parkers. He had all those guys, and he groomed them to be something special. So just imagine what he's doing again with Charles Bassey, again another young forward center that he's going to groom later on. Can't wait to see how his career is. But Derek White is very underrated, and any team would be lucky to have Boston. Again, they got some decisions to make. Do they bring back a Derek White? Derek White's going to be a hot commodity to somebody if Boston don't bring him back.
Definitely. Yeah, we already know the Sixers kind of seen that a little bit, huh, Key? They seen that a little bit out of Derek White. So we already know that. So again, we will go to, if the Miami Heat lose this series, is Erick Spoelstra on the hot seat? Key, I'm gonna start this possession with you.
Oh man, Spo, we always we talk about how good he is. I don't think he'll be on the hot seat, but it'll be getting warm, because there's no way I'm not putting him in the same category as Doc Rivers, but there is no way you're down, you're up 0-3 and you are tied right now. So I don't know if it's something that he's not adjusting to, that Missoula countered it. Like, it's a chess match. You got to match it. You got to make adjustments. He wasn't making adjustments. I don't know if he was putting in the plays and they just wasn't being executed right, because he's not on the court playing. You can only do what he can tell your players to do. They got to go out and execute it. So I don't think he would be on the hot seat if he loses this series, but he'll definitely be warm going into next season. Then if that's the case, if Miami loses this, something has to happen where you either A, got to give Jimmy Butler more help, or B, blow up Miami, change things up. Maybe Bam's not working for him. Bam got the case of Katy Perry syndrome. If y'all don't know what Katy Perry syndrome is, her song Hot and Cold. You're yes and you're no. You're up and down. You're inconsistent, Bam. So you got the Katy Perry syndrome right now. So something got to give. All cylinders got to be a go tonight for Miami to move on. They're going to be tired, because now if they win, they game 7, they get a break, and then boom, game 1 of the final starts. Denver's going to have all this rest. So that means coming out game 1, you're going to be tired as hell. Y'all going to be flat coming into game 1 in the finals, and Denver just sitting here chilling like, all right, we're going to have Miami. We already know what to do. But I don't think Spoelstra will be on the hot seat. I know going into next season, things might get a little steamy. But if they get in that situation again and lose, then maybe it's time to switch things up in Miami.
Des?
I agree with you. It's sizzling a little bit. I think the temperatures, you have an oven, it's at 10, it's at 6 right now, because there is no way you have one of the best GMs ever in the NBA history, right? Pat Riley assembled a defensive-minded, offensive-minded roster. I think someone said this in ESPN. I think Gene said this too on our network. Miami is one of the least talented teams in the conference finals. When you look at just Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, they have others, but it's not name popping, eye popping, right? Where you look at Boston, you have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Al Horford. Like, these guys have had experience. And I knew after they let that one game slip, I was like, it might be Boston. Now you think about this too. If Boston wins tonight, the first 2 games are in Boston because of the regular season record. They're going to be tired. But at the same time, if you're a Miami Heat player, fan, you already arrived in Boston for game 7. Boston's not that good at home either. They're really not that good. So you already know how to beat them, like Coach said. You already know how to beat them. I think after tonight, if Miami loses, Key, you're right. You might have to blow Miami up. You got a lot of injuries. You don't have players that are consistent. You need Jimmy Butler to get more help, because he can't do it alone. You see him be really hesitant. In the first 2 rounds in these playoffs, he was aggressive. Him and Bam, aggressive, 20 points apiece, right? Now you see this finals, and they're hesitant, So I think that goes with coaching. I think that goes with personnel. How do you go 3-0 and then you let 3 games slip from you? Now you're back in Boston. So I think if you lose this game, it might be another Doc Rivers situation where Erick Spoelska's been there for so long too. It might be time for a change. Players need to adjust, but sometimes the front office has to adjust to the players. So,
Question to y'all: Is Miami missing Tyler Hero right now?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, Duncan Robinson, you missed 2 wide open threes. He's not the same as Tyler Hero, but Tyler Hero gives you defense, tenacity, the same as Derek White. He's kind of underrated. He's really underrated. He gives you that defense tenacity. He gives you extra effort. Not saying that Duncan Robinson and others aren't doing that, but you just see like Max Strus, Gabe Vincent be hesitant. After that game with Gabe Vincent going off, I haven't seen him really go off after that. He's been really, really quiet. Matt Strus, how you get Derek White beating you like a wide receiver and the tip in? You should be really embarrassed at yourself. So, like I said, I think Miami needs way more help than what they're saying right now, because you look at Jimmy Butler, he's doing the best he can, but both teams are tired, but Miami's tired. Look, you had to travel to Boston.
Yeah.
You had to travel to Boston, and the Garden is going to be crazy tonight. It's going to be going bonkers. So, I think they need more help, because they try to hide with Bam and Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler, you can tell he's being really hesitant. And Bam, how you go 4 for 16, and you a big man? There is no big man in Boston except Robert Williams. That's probably it. And Al Horford, but Al Horford was more in the corner. He ain't really in the paint. So it was Robert Williams. So yeah, they got to figure something out.
Oladipo being hurt too. I forgot about that. He brings a little flash off the bench as well.
Yeah, he just got an injury bug, and then that thing, I think he should just hang it up. I really think he should hang it up. So,
Yep. I don't think Erick Spoelstra will be on the hot seat after this one. I mean, he gave the organization, 3 NBA championships. The first one was only with the D Wade and the older Shaquille O'Neal, and then he won. We already know the 2 that he won with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, that duo. And, taking his team to the finals in the bubble year, taking his team to 2 Eastern Conference finals. So we already know how good of a coach Erick Spoelstra will be, but this will be really a bad track record. This will be a bad thing on this record right here, to be the first coach to lose a 0-3 lead. And we did forget about Tyler Hero and Victor Oladipo is out. Yeah, we do that could hurt, but I'm not making that as no excuses. He still was up 3-0 in the series, so that they are big pieces to the squad. But yeah, I can't use those 2 as no excuses, because they still was up 0-3. You still got to try to find a way to close out a series, then it still would look bad up on his resume. So again, yeah, those are big help. And again, Victor Oladipo wasn't really in the playoff rotation that much either. When the playoffs first started, he wasn't even in the playoff rotation like that. He fell up out of the rotation in the mid-season too. So it'll be interesting to see how much they will use him in the rotation, or what. It will be interesting because he was out of the rotation at this early beginning, like the start, not the start of the year, but at the tail end of the year, and in the first playoffs, in the first playoff game, pretty much he was up out of the rotation. And Tyler Hero would have made a big difference as well. But again, you're still up 0-3. You're still up 0-3, and you got to find a way to close it out. You're still good enough. You got to find a way to get things done. And hey, Bob, they just haven't got things done the last 3 games. So again, I don't think Erick Spoelstra is on a hot seat. I don't think yet. But this will not be a good track. This will not be a good thing on his resume right here. Not his resume is good, but this 0-3 loss, this 0-3 losing, this will be really the only damaging on his track record if he loses tonight. Pretty much, if he loses tonight, this will be the only pretty much thing, and you will hate to be the first coach in history for that to go down. But other than that, we got a big game tonight. So we go to the next topic for the Denver Nuggets. Is this rest an advantage or a disadvantage? I mean, I elaborated pretty much earlier on when we first started. It can go both ways. It can be an advantage. It can be a disadvantage. And the only reason why it can be an advantage, because you're fresh, you haven't played, but you have been practicing. And then it's gonna, regardless of what team you get, I think you're gonna be at home. You're gonna be at home regardless. So you have been practicing. You have been going hard. You know your own gym. You know your own altitude. That's the advantage for them by having a little bit of rest and taking days off. So that could be an advantage for them. You got time to prepare for who you're gonna play. You know they've been watching the game. You know they've been watching the film. Now the disadvantage comes. You've been off, and the other team has been playing. The other team has been playing. It has been really playing, and that could be a disadvantage because at times when you play, you guys keep a rhythm. All you guys got to do is get back in Denver, get in this series tonight, get in Denver. You still have a couple of days of rest. You still have a couple of days of rest in practice. Get the notice, get a rhythm of the altitude out there. That could be a disadvantage. That could be a disadvantage for Denver because they took time. They had a lot of time off in Boston and Miami has been playing. And another advantage for Denver, you never know. Either one of them may be tired or maybe banged up. So that's another advantage for the Denver Nuggets. So it can go both ways. It can be either advantage or a disadvantage. I can go even up on that one. Depends on how you wanna use the logic. But Key, we're gonna start with you up on this one.
There's too much rest. I mean, it can be rusty.
Yep.
They can be rusty a little bit, knowing they had all that time off. I mean, yeah, they're practicing, but getting that feel in with the other team. You can only do so much in practice. And Curry, you don't want to go too hard in practice. There is injuries as well. But I'm sure they're looking at, like Dad said earlier, film on either team, both teams, whether it's Boston, whether it's Miami. But I still think the advantage is Denver, knowing that, not saying they ain't have anybody that was hurt, but they get to rest their body. They get to be fresh. So they can go out there and play hard. So their preparation, Mike Malone got those guys fired up and ready, while they won the Western Conference Finals, even though nobody was talking about them because LeBron took that away, took them out from, is he going to retire or not? So they still not talk. They're still not giving Denver the respect as well. So I think Denver is going to come out game one, lights are blazing. Like nothing's ever, like they never left. Jokic is going to have Jokic numbers. Jamal Murray's going to get involved. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, they're going to do their jobs regardless. So I think this is an advantage for them. They're getting their rest. They're getting their preparation. They're looking at these teams. They're sitting back and observing their tendencies and what not to do and who to guard more on. Because Jokic and Bam, if it is Miami, is going to be crazy. I already know Bam's not going to be able to stop Jokic. So I'm gonna say this is an advantage for Denver right now with plenty of rest that they're getting.
Yep. Go ahead, Dez.
As a Nuggets fan, this is a huge. It's been an advantage since the series ended with the Lakers, because the fact, like both you and Coach and Key, you both said, Denver's got a lot of rest. Like I don't think, like as a Denver fan, you see what they do and you see how they approach this, and I've never seen a team so they're so locked in. Like they don't even care they won the Western Conference Finals. If you ask me, in my opinion, like Nikola Jokic, that guy looked like he had to go to the pool at his little press conference yesterday. I think this is an advantage for Denver. This either way it goes, it's an advantage. The time off rests your bodies, gets you 100% healthy. You savor the moment, right? They savor the moment, and then I think 2 or 3 days later, they already were hitting practice, shooting shots. Key, you're right though. A game is different than practice. For any team that wins tonight, they are going to be fresh with the rhythm that Coach said. With Denver in these last 2 rounds, you've seen them once they got done with their series. It was either the next day that the other team won, or the same day that they won to catch up with Denver's rhythm. Because if you give Denver a couple days of rest, that's that they're fresh. They're fresh. If Boston wins tonight, Boston has an advantage because the first 2 games are going to be in Boston. Because of the regular season record, it will go to Boston.
Oh, they got the best record, yeah.
Yeah, so they got the best record. And Denver has that rest where they're like, okay, cool. I think after tonight, whatever happens, Denver will either stay at home for the first 2 games or have to go on the road for the first 2 games. I think that's the only probably thing. But like I said, Aaron Gordon's healthy. And Nikola Jokic gets some rest because the type of numbers that him and Jamal Murray did against the LA Lakers was bonkers. I'm not surprised about it though, because you got to be had up to the GM too as well. The new GM that we got for player personnel, giving KCP, Jeff Green. We all know he needs the rest because he's getting up in age and he needs the rest as well. I think the biggest thing that Denver has, and I think they're working on, and they're seeing in this series alone, rebounds, extra effort, points in the paint. We know Denver can struggle at times if the team that beats Denver is the team that puts more points in the paint than Denver does. So I think this is a huge advantage though for Denver. They get rest, they watch film, and like you said, Key and Coach, Mike Malone gets these guys right. I think they're not even satisfied because the fact that people did not give them no respect just because you beat LeBron James and Anthony Davis in 4 damn games. And you still don't get no damn respect. So, like I said, I think Denver's going to be really ready to go, whoever they play.
Yep. Yes, indeed. They will be ready to go. Just a matter of who they play. I already pretty much made my prediction throughout the All-Star break. In the All-Star break, that's when I start really looking at everything and start breaking it down, depending on matchup. Depending on matchup for Denver, that's who it depends on Denver. I don't got, like I say, I'm not gonna say I don't got Denver either way. I don't have Denver either way. If they get Miami, I got Denver. Now my main pick was Boston, winning the finals, returning to the finals and winning it in 7 games. That was my main actually pick, and I'm gonna stick with that pick, win or lose. But I really want Jokic to win the championship though. I actually do want Jokic to get the title. Really. I actually do want Jokic to win the title because that will put all these pretty much people saying Jokic is overrated. That will put all that shit to sleep right now. And now you got a whole lot of shit. Gonna go on. So I really want kind of Jokic to win the goddamn NBA championship, regardless of my pick or not. I would really actually be happy for Nikola Jokic and whatsoever if he win the title. So I would actually be happy if he wins it. If he wins it, Mike Malone, fucking man, that dude a hell of a coach. DeMarcus Cousins respected no other coach but Mike Malone, because you know what? Mike Malone actually got on his ass was the first coach to get on his ass. That's why DeMarcus Cousins came out and said, I respected that man, Mike Malone, because he actually got me going, and he did. So, hey, you see why Mike Malone is down in Denver every year? Mike Malone was in Denver. They improved. There was an improved team. They were an improved team. And he get the best about his players, and he tell it how it is. He tell it how it is. And I like that. I like coaches like that. When a coach could come out and say the team is soft and that wears and tears on somebody, you know, it's like when you tell a kid, hey, you playing fucking soft right now. And you know, you tell her, you don't know what that kid mind frame coming in. The kid may shut down, the player may shut down, but hey, them player, Mike Malone, sometimes you need to let a person know how bad they're playing. And Mike Malone do. He let it be known. I like that. And they get to them Denver players a lot. They come out and send a message. I actually like it, man. So now we got a new head coach. We got a new head coach spot as of right now. We got only 2 head coaches accepted an offer. You already know my Rockets got Ime Udoka, the best coach out there pretty much. He settled in Houston. He's getting ready for the NBA draft right now. And we got a surprising Adrian Griffen will be now the man for the Milwaukee Bucks. I know one guy didn't like it. My boy Hayden, he didn't like it at all. He didn't expect that. He didn't expect that at all. But man, Adrian Griffen played for the Chicago Bulls as a player. Was an assistant in Toronto. I believe. At one point, he was an assistant in Chicago. At one point, but man, is this enough, Dez, to keep Giannis happy? You think? Firing Mike Budenholzer. A lot of people say it was an unfair shake, which is, you look at it, maybe was an unfair shake right there. But other than that, Adrian Griffen, are you surprised about this move? Are you surprised it's not Monty Williams, Nick Nurse, Doc Rivers, Frank Vogel, or nothing like that? You get Adrian Griffen. The Pistons job still open, hasn't been gotten yet, and Are you surprised about this move? Is this enough to keep Giannis in Milwaukee?
I think a little bit of it. I mean, Giannis has to have some type of say in the head coaching,
Yeah, he
search,
did. I
right?
think he did.
And I think players around the league do respect Griffin a lot. He definitely asked around. I think Giannis did, and I think you look at what Milwaukee's trying to do. They're trying to go back to an NBA championship, right? Mike Budenholzer was just not adjusting. Winning that series. I mean, how do you not adjust, right? How do you not adjust? You have Giannis. We already know the issue with his back during that series, but how do you not adjust, right? And you look at all the other names that are on the market, right? Monty Williams. You got, like you said, Coach, others as well. I think at the front office too, they didn't want to get no splashy name guy. You think about it. If you got a splashy name guy, say like Doc Rivers, right? Is that going to fit your player system? It's like the NFL with the Broncos, right? Like Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. Sean Payton's more of a run first type. It has to fit with personnel. Does it have the player fit? Does it have the organizational fit? We all know he played for Chicago. He was an assistant in Toronto, and so he knows what it takes to win a championship, right? He's been there. So I think that's a great move. I don't think it's enough. I think it's a start. Because now you can build the foundation now of who you want, how you coach, what's your philosophy. And honestly, I don't even know this guy's philosophy. All I know is he was an assistant coach with Toronto and he played for the Bulls. So you don't even know what his coaching style is like either. So you know that he asked around. Giannis has some say. I think when he accepted the job, he told Giannis, "Hey, this is the vision. This is what I see you as. You're the franchise player." I think it goes by fit. So. I think it's gonna be good, and definitely in the East. I mean, he's seen Jason Tatum and others as well, so he knows how they play, how they roll. So that's one thing too. In the East, Doc Rivers wasn't that really good, if you ask me. Monty Williams not so good in the West with the Suns. When you had Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul with talent, and you still came up short. That as well. I think him having experience in the East and having a little bit of success, that plays a factor too.
Giannis didn't want a big name like y'all stated, because Nick Nurse was going to get that job. Nick Nurse was going to get that job, but he pulled out. A new change again. I don't, like you said, we don't know his style. We don't know what he's going to do. Is he like Carmen just said, he will hold players accountable, which is you in any coaching, you have to hold your players accountable, whatever level it is, on the little league level, on the high school level, college level, professional level. Because if you don't hold these players accountable, how are they going to know what they're doing wrong or what they're not doing wrong? I.e., Ben Simmons. I keep hating to go to Ben, but he's a prime example of not being held accountable for anything. So, you have to hold these players accountable, and I'm sure Adrian Griffen is definitely going to hold whoever accountable, whether it's Giannis, Chris Middleton, Jrue Holiday, whoever. But does this move the needle? I can't say that yet because we don't know. We going in truly blind here. We don't know his coaching style. We don't know how he's going to do. But this definitely was an interesting move. So we can only see what he can do with that organization.
Yep, we can only see what he do with the organization. Like you said, any point of time you lose the locker room, your ass gotta go. Any point of time you lose that locker room, you gotta be able to gain respect from the players. I'm pretty much sure it was more and better coaching out there. But you gotta figure Giannis kind of had a say so of who he wanted, and same thing for respectable players. Joel Embiid should have a say so what coach he wants. What coach out of all these coaches, I wouldn't give a goddamn if it was the Miami trainer. If Joel Embiid want that damn trainer, you go out there and get that damn trainer. You go out there and get his ass if he wants him. So he should have a say so in the head coach he want. He should have a say so out of Nick Nurse, Monty Williams. Hell, if he wanted Doc Rivers back, he should have a say so. Even though, like I say, I think it was right. It was right to fire him and move on from him. But he wants Monty Williams, hey, Daryl Morey got to, make an effort to go get his guy. If he wants Nick Nurse, make an effort for him. If he wants Kevin Ollie, Sam Cassell, make an effort for him. I wanted Sam Cassell as a Rockets head coach, but again, didn't mean we would hire him, but we hired the best one. We hired the best one. We hired Ime Udoka. He was the best one out there who everybody wanted and who everybody actually wanted. And Ime Udoka, he could have waited. He could have really actually waited because more jobs opened up. He could have actually waited. But like I said, again, that tells you he wanted to be in Houston. And Houston said, hell no, we ain't letting him get out. We ain't letting him go. We gonna keep him in house. So other than that, we move on to the very next topic. Just want to say happy Labor Day to everybody. Hope y'all enjoy your Labor Day.
Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Memorial Day. Yeah, Memorial Day. I keep thinking Labor Day.
Memorial Day is the start of the summer. Labor Day.
The start of the summer. Got you. Hope y'all get the chance to eat all the barbecue sausages, ribs. I got some of those over there. Got some of those in the house right in now. But other than that, we go to the next topic. Lonzo Ball may not play anymore. Key, what's your thoughts on this one?
It's just fortunate, because they don't know what's really wrong with his knee. Something, underlining that where, he can't get his knee right. He did have surgery. Even after the surgery, they're still saying he may not play no more. It just sucks because he's still young. He's not even in his mid 30s yet. He's still in his early 20s. You kind of saw his growth a little bit, even when he was with the Lakers, and they traded him. He fixed the shot. He then goes to New Orleans, and you see how he got better with the Pelicans. He worked on the shot, his defense, and then he gets to Chicago, and then he gets hurt again. So it's really fortunate. But out of all the Ball brothers, I still love Melo. Melo was better out of all of them. But it sucks that Lonzo may not play again. And it sucks for Chicago because now they got to pay him still.
That's crazy. That's crazy. They got to pay him again. Des, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about Lonzo? Lonzo may not play again.
It's kind of sad. If you ask me, it's kind of sad. You can't blame his dad on this one, but you got to take care of your body. We talked about this with several players this year. You got to take care of your body. His body is breaking down so fast, and he's a young player. Like he said, when he was in LA, he was blossoming a little bit. And then when he got traded to Chicago, I thought that was a great fit. And you've seen him work on his shot, start making a shot, being a playmaker, passing the ball, being one of the best, I guess, in the league at that time at passing the ball and assisting for sure. That was what he was known for. And it's kind of sad. It's a damn shame because you think about it now. If you don't play anymore, you know how much money that Chicago has to pay you still? Your track record? Your brother, the younger brother, LaMelo, is actually better than him. I said from the jump, he is way better. I mean, he had one injury this year, I believe, that kept him out a lot this season. I think his younger brother just needs to go to a different team.
Yeah, Melo needs to move on from Charlotte.
Like imagine LaMelo Ball with the Lakers. I'm not even a Lakers fan, but just imagine LaMelo Ball with the Lakers. Just what he could bring to the Lakers, right? But like I said, and Lonzo Ball, it's just sad. And now if he comes back, he needs to go off because you always see him hurt. That's the thing. Every time you see him hurt, and it's like another Greg Oden situation. Great player, has an upside, but can't stay healthy. And you make all this money. LeBron James invests a lot in his body. Damian Lillard, Nikola Jokic, they take care of their bodies. Giannis, they take care of their bodies. Luka Doncic, they take care of their bodies. I mean, you see Luka Doncic now. He's already trying to keep his body in shape. He got to lose some weight. He know. So, like I said, it's a little bit of him as well. I'm really disappointed. As a young player, you should take care of your body and understanding the game. So if he doesn't play again, Chicago knows it. This shouldn't be a secret. It's just flat out say it. He's not playing basketball for the rest of his career. Don't hide a secret because Your future's in the balance. Now you don't have a true point guard right now on your roster. And now Zach LaVine don't even he want to stay. If I'm him, I don't want to stay. It looked like Chicago was a destination to play, but now it's ended up like another Charlotte. I see that a place that nobody wants to play at. So it's just sad to me. And his dad, with all this hype with the balls, only one of them's been consistent. The other one's been the G League. The other one's hurt. So that's not how is that successful? So I think if I'm Lonzo, if you're not gonna play, just make a flat out statement. Don't just say secretly, privately you might not play. Be a man. If you're not gonna play, you're not gonna play. Get into coaching, do some training, do something. If you're not gonna play basketball, because it's just sad the organization still has to pay you tons of money and you just sit on the bench.
Man, hey, like I say, man, hey, everybody projected to be for LaMelo to be better than Lonzo. Everybody kind of knew that he had a better offensive upside. He had a better offensive upside. Melo, man, he can pass too. He can pass. He averaged at least 8 assists, 7% assists a game, right up there. And the only thing I would say Lonzo is better is defense. That's really the only thing he's better at. LaMelo. Every other thing LaMelo is better than Lonzo at. But other than that, we got turned over to the NFL. Are the Raiders in trouble at quarterback? We already know. Jimmy Garoppolo came in with a foot injury, and they knew he had a foot injury. They kind of knew he had a foot injury. You know, at San Francisco, they knew he had a kind of foot injury. Devontae Adams coming out, speaking on the organization part of things. But the Raiders quarterback issue is questionable. We know Dez love that because they in the division, actually. They're in his division with the Denver Broncos. So Dez kind of love that situation. He over there rubbing his hands like a pit bull and stuff. Pit bull stuff. Hey, say, let's go ahead and play them today, huh? Let's go ahead and play him today and he'll be ready. So Dez, what'd you think about the Raiders quarterback situation?
If I'm the Raiders, why would you get a guy? I mean, we all know foot injuries are foot injuries, right? They made this guy get, I think it was like a VIP lifetime pass to a strip club, some money with it too, all the glitz and glamour. You got Devontae Adams, and I'm sorry if I'm Devontae Adams, I'm saying it out loud. Like, look, who you got? Who do you got? Because there is no way. If I'm the GM and you got a foot injury, oh no, man, we ain't paying you that bag. We're gonna get somebody else that's healthy. Russell Wilson, hey, I'm a Bronco fan. He took care of his body this offseason. You see his body now? He has transformed his body.
Yeah, I just saw the picture. He looks so much thinner in the face. You can tell.
So much thinner in the face. And like we said this before, it literally just a minute ago would take care of your body. You got to take care of your body. He's always been banged up a little bit, in my opinion. He can't really stay upright. And then who's their backup? I don't even know who their backup quarterback is because their backup quarterback went to the Denver Broncos. To play with Sean Payton, Jarrett Stidham. And that guy's a little bit underrated. I feel like he just need to get in a better system. And it's the Josh McDaniels effect. If it's not his way, it's the highway. And that's just not going to get it done. Now you're going to depend on your running game a little bit more. Is he going to be ready for training camp? That's another question. Is he being ready for training camp? Because OTAs do matter. Guys want to see a leader, a guy that just got a big contract, come in there and you got a damn foot injury. Even Aaron Rodgers got a groin injury and still practicing. And you just see his presence, leading the guys, understand the playbook. And to him, I think he had surgery, right, Coach?
Yeah.
Like now you're gonna be in a walking boot. If I'm a player, I'm Devon. I don't see you no damn walking boot. Don't even come to the damn facility. You know what I'm saying? Go into rehab. I don't want to see you. No. I'm not just saying as a Bronco fan, but damn man, like we pay you this bag. That's the thing. They paid him a lot of money, and there was other quarterbacks that could have won the draft. They didn't even go in the draft. They just we'll get Jimmy Garoppolo. I was surprised when that move happened because no, and they know that he has a foot injury. You know how long foot injuries take to heal? It takes a minute. So I think he'll be ready for training camp, but he's gonna be hobbling, and nobody wants no hobble quarterback. So who you gonna have as live reps too? You don't have your main quarterback. He in a walking boot. So it's just sad as an organization. It's sad. The Raiders always do this. We play them week 1. We'll get the dub. We'll be healthy. We'll be ready. We'll smack them in the mouth. It's just sad.
You know what's crazy? Before I get to Key, you know what's crazy? You should have got the surgery later if you know you want to come back earlier. You should have got the surgery way earlier. Kind of way earlier. You knew you weren't playing anymore as San Francisco. You should have got elected to get the surgery at that time. You knew you weren't playing anymore. You knew you was going to be out. Why not get the surgery? Get the surgery at that point of time, and you'll be back together in OTAs. Now you got to wait a whole goddamn training camp to get a surgery. Now your quarterback situation up in there. You paid this man $86 million to be in a damn walking boot when you could have got the surgery when you knew your injury was bad. When you first got that foot injury and you knew you wasn't playing for San Francisco anymore because it was clear you wasn't going to play for them anymore. Now, hey, I'm going to get surgery. I'm going to get surgery on my foot. Hopefully the next team I'll be ready doing OTAs. I'll be ready to play OTAs, go out there. OTAs is a volunteer workout, but you still see guys going out there getting chemistry, want to get out there and play. That's basically, you don't got to be there, but that's what it's called, volunteer though. Guys are volunteering to be there because they want to get in shape. You know, they want to get the playbook down early. That way they'll get ready for training camp. They want to get the chemistry with their coaching staff and with their head coach. So those are guys electing to be that on their own, but he should have got that surgery way more earlier in San Francisco when he knew he wasn't coming back. He knew he wasn't playing. He knew he wasn't going to play again for San Francisco, and he knew he was out. He knew he was out at that point of time. Why wait to get the damn surgery and be in a walking boot? And now you got to wait to hold a whole training camp to start. You should have been got the surgery. He would have been healed up at that time. But Key, go ahead.
So I was reading and I've been hearing that. So Jimmy G didn't pass his physical the first time when he got here. When he got to Vegas. So now that he had his surgery, if he doesn't pass the physical this time, the Raiders can cut him at no cost. They can get rid of him with no cost. So now you're back at a situation. What do you do at quarterback for the Raiders? Like Dante said, knowing you had Brock Purdy, you went down. Trey Lance went down. Then Garoppolo steps up. He goes down. And then now you got Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy took y'all to the NFC Championship game. And you know good and damn well you wasn't coming back, Jimmy. Why didn't you get your surgery?
Should have got it right then and now.
Why didn't you get your surgery in San Fran knowing you wasn't going to come back? You would have been fresh. They would have signed you. You'd have been all good to go. Go out there, OTAs. You know, you don't got to do nothing crazy. You know, just get chemistry with Devontae Adams. Get chemistry with your receivers, your running backs. Now, you can't. And Devontae Adams has a reason to be upset. Because
I'll be mad too.
First of all, he came over here to play with Derek Carr. Y'all treated Derek Carr so poorly, y'all ran his ass out of here. So now he's in a better situation with the Saints right now. So y'all drove this man out of here. Y'all drove him out of Vegas to go somewhere else. I hope Raiders fans is happy for the ones who did want Carr to go. Now look at y'all. Y'all got Jimmy G now who possibly can or cannot go. So, and then y'all didn't draft one just for an insurance. Y'all didn't even go out and draft anybody in there because it was quarterback heavy. Y'all didn't even draft nobody. And it was some good quarterbacks out there y'all could have groomed. A Max Duggan situation, a DTR, Jaren Hall. Y'all had good quarterbacks to possibly get. Hendon Hooker. Y'all was even talking about moving up to get a Hendon Hooker. What happened? And then, I mean, Hendon Hooker wouldn't have been a good situation either because he's coming off an ACL injury. He wouldn't have been no help. So, Raiders, what y'all going to do now? We gotta this situation. We gotta watch and monitor more carefully now.
Yeah, they did draft a quarterback. They drafted Aiden O'Connell, but he's not even that good. He's not that good. So they still hurt at quarterback. Quarterback is still hurting.
I don't know who their backup is.
They second the next backup, the one that was supposed to be in the red jersey, in the red scrimmage jersey throughout the whole season. So now they do got a quarterback situation. I think the Denver Broncos and the Chargers, they still high, even with Aiden O'Connell taking the reps. Now they still gonna be fine with him taking most of the quarterback reps, but that's crazy. Jimmy G took the situation, and like I say, I didn't know their quarterback situation was that bad. So I heard Jimmy Garoppolo had that down foot injury right there. Had that foot injury right there. But then when you said surgery, I'm like, he should have got the surgery when he was out, when he was actually out. That's when he should have planned for it. Trey Lance, you knew he was coming back soon because he broke his leg in week 2. He broke his leg in week 2, actually. That gave him some time to heal, get surgery right away. So now he's battling in the quarterback situation in San Francisco, which is, I don't mind. It should be a competition because, again, you want to know who your guy. You want to know, if you don't know who your guy is, you know Brock Purdy did take them to the NFC Championship, but at the same time, you didn't see a lot of Trey Lance, so it's only fair to have a quarterback competition to really see who your main guy gonna be. So the best man win on that one. Again, we do got a quarterback competition in Houston, but I think C.J. Stroud is going to win it. Davis Mills is a second-year starter. He's a second-year starter, so you want to give him an opportunity. So I don't mind that. Make the best man win. Just because you're a number 2 overall pick don't mean you get the quarterback situation right then and now. You got to go earn it. And that's how I feel about anything. You got to go earn it. We know Jalen Hurts is the guy. That's no doubt about it. Ain't no discussion on that one, on that part. But some situations, you needed quarterback situations, to kind of figure it out right there. But other than that, we know Jimmy Garoppolo, when he gets back, he's going to be the quarterback for the Raiders. But again, he's in a walking boot right now, and that made Adams come out and say something, which is, I don't mind. I would have been mad too. The fans here to see the $86 million man come out here and compete, not in no goddamn walking boot on the sideline, watching me run routes and catch balls for Aiden O'Connell. So other than that, where could D-Hop end up at? So D-Hop gave his list out. He did give out his actual list who he want to go to. That's why the Cardinals actually released him. The quarterbacks he did want to play for, Lamar Jackson was on there. Jalen Hurts was on there. Herbert was on there. Josh Allen was on the list. I believe that's who Patrick Mahomes. I think that was the last one who he named. So where do y'all think D-Hop can end up? Key, I'm gonna start this with you.
Well, Eagles fans, don't get your hopes up because he ain't coming here. Even though I know he said he wanted to play with Jalen Hurts, but do we really need a DeAndre Hopkins? Of course, I'm not going to be opposed if we do get him, but then that would be, everybody would be like, "Oh, that's cheating! Y'all cheating now." We already got Devontae Smith, we already got AJ Brown. Quez Watkins is a different issue in the slot. I wouldn't be mad if we get a DeAndre Hopkins, but it's like, do we really need him? So we question mark there with the Eagles. Kansas City. It's possible he could go to KC, but I know DeAndre Hopkins wants a long-term. He wants a good deal. He wants to go somewhere with a good offensive line, defensive line. He wants to go somewhere where a quarterback, loves the game and play somewhere again with the GM in the management organization. He wants somewhere stable. I could say Baltimore maybe be a possibility. You need to have weapons around Lamar Jackson. Buffalo could be another one. Him and Stephon Diggs might be interesting. Then they just drafted Kincaid over there, the tight end. You still got Dawson Knox. You still got McKenzie. You still got those guys over there. So I don't know where D-Hop's going to go. I heard Tennessee, but why would he want to go to Tennessee? So I don't know. But whoever is in the line of a DeAndre Hopkins sweepstakes, they already know what type of receiver they're going to get.
All right, Dez.
I think he's going to go to Buffalo. I think with him and Diggs, that can be a tandem that can be reckoned with. Two guys that are physical, can get on the ball, get to the ball, very tall, lengthy. KC for sure, but everybody goes to Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Everybody just goes to Kansas City. Baltimore can be intriguing, gives Lamar Jackson some help, play with Odell Beckham, right? The only reason why Tennessee would make sense because of Derrick Henry. That's probably it. Because your quarterback situation, you're paying Ryan Tannehill a lot of damn money, right? And then you still can't really figure out what you're going to get. You just drafted a rookie quarterback in that situation. And you got to think about the division too as well. He's played in the NFC for a long minute. A lot of these players go from the NFC to the AFC. and it's a different story. So if I'm him, look at your career. Look who gives you the best championship window right now, right? You say, okay, Dallas. No, Dallas, I don't think gives them a good chance to no. If you're trying to win now, I say Buffalo. I say Buffalo is your best bet. They're always in contention. They're always in the thick of things. They just come up short. What better way to do it? You have good defense. What better way than playing Buffalo? I think the only thing if he does play in Buffalo, get used to that snow and that cold because it's cold out there in Jersey, man. It's cold in Jersey. So I say Buffalo for sure. They got a good running game. They got a good defense, a good offensive line. They got the complete package, and he can help some of these young guys on that roster as well understand routes because he's one of the best route runners in the game.
I mean, I could say Chargers too, because you all know how Mike Williams he's up and down with injury. Keenan Allen's getting older. You still got some young receivers over there, and they just got Johnston in the draft. So you pair D-Hop over there with that. Justin Herbert has his target. The Chargers just need to work defensively now because offensively, I think they're okay. Eckler's coming back. You still got Herbert, who's going to get a contract extension coming up soon. Again, you got Williams, Allen. They tight end situation. You put DeAndre Hopkins over there with Herbert. Y'all gonna have to watch out in that NFC West, in that AFC West.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. It was 2 days ago that DeAndre Hopkins was in Houston, and they talking about Tennessee, but I say no. He said championship contender. He want to play with a winner. Neither one of us, Tennessee or Houston, is winners right now. So he's not he will help the team. He will help both of us. Either one he go to, he will help out instantly because he's a number one threat. He'll help out Tennessee a lot. Tennessee got a good defense over there. They have a hell of a defense over there. They have Derrick Henry. Over there. So that would automatic gives them another threat. Treylon Burks came on last year. He was really good last year late in the season. So he goes over there to them. They will be pretty solid to look out for with that defense over there. Even if they don't somehow maintain Kevin Byard, they still have a solid defense. They have a decent front line. They have a nice front line who will give people hell over there. But again, he said championship contender. And when you talk about championship, a team that want to win, then again, DeAndre Hopkins will release. So you don't have to sign him to much money. You can only sign him. You can get him a 1-year deal. You can actually get him cheap. You can actually sign him on cheap because he was a release player. So when I think about championship, if you get a D-Hop that will put you in championship contention, you talking about Buffalo. Should you be a championship contender? Yes. But are there? Not to me, because you can't beat Cincinnati. You can't beat Kansas City. So Buffalo would not, to me, be a championship contender because that's who you failed to beat the last 2 years. You failed to beat Cincinnati last year, and you failed to beat the Chiefs twice. You failed to beat them twice, and you lost to the Texans. So, no, I'm not going to regard them as a championship contender, but do we make them better? Yeah, it will be no excuses for Josh Allen, which is we will get to that in a second. But other than that, Chargers, I said the Chargers. I did lay it out there. I said the Chargers will be a vulnerable team because, again, Keenan Allen is always off the field. He's always hurt. He still can be productive, but I feel like right now is the time, much time he gets injured, I think Diop will be a perfect spot. Still 30 years old of age. He's in his prime as of right now. He's in his prime. He's not an old guy. He's in his prime. He stays on the field. He doesn't get hurt. He's not injury prone at all.
He catch everything you throw.
I've
never seen him drop anything.
He doesn't drop a ball. He's got very good hands. But if you want to talk about them, they're not a championship contender either, but they could be if Justin Herbert and this team can find a way to break through. But when I talk about championship contender,
he wouldn't mind pairing back up with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he did say that too. Deshaun Watson can be a good quarterback. But we talk about a championship contender. I don't think that will put Cleveland in championship contender, even though that will be a hell of a spot. Him and Amari Cooper over there, and then the Joku, Nick Chubb, that would be a hell of a situation. That team get better instantly. That'd be a hell of a situation. Lamar Jackson, it's interesting, but the one team I think that's instantly, you already know what I'm about to say. You already know how this is going to end. Go to the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. If you want to win a championship, Go to Patrick Mahomes. Go to the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. That's a championship contender. A man with second string wide receivers winning a title. With second string wide, you if anybody gonna tell me Nicole Hartman, Juju Smith-Schuster, Kadarius Toney, can anybody raise their hand and tell me is they number one wide receivers in the NFL? Can anybody tell me that?
Yep.
Is they number one wide receivers in the NFL? Some of you argue they may not be number two wide receivers. Nicole Hartman may be a number three at best. He's not a number one. He's not a number one wide receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster had 900 yards last year. When the last time he had a great season? His first year in Pittsburgh. That was the last time he ever had a great season. And look at him now. I know he left them, but this man won a championship with 7 rookies on that team. 7 rookies on the squad. Sky Moore is going to be something hell of a to deal with next year. That guy going to be hell of a something to deal with next year. He stepped up. So anybody can tell me that they had wide receivers, even when they had Tyreek Hill, that wide receiver score wasn't that scary. Well, it still wasn't that scary outside of Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. That receiving core wasn't all that scary. Tyreek Hill just kill you based on speed. He just kill you based on speed. That was it. But other than that, Tyreek Hill's still a great damn receiver because he proved that he's great because he went to the Dolphins. He still put up the same production, but also Patrick Mahomes didn't fall off. He didn't fall off at all. He won a championship without Tyreek Hill with third stringers, with number 3 wide receivers. Number 3 wide receivers. They'll play as a number 3, but they're not number 1 wide receivers. Outside of Travis Kelce, he won it with number 3 at best wide receivers. Number 3 or 2 wide receivers at best. So, Dhop, if you want to go get you a championship, the Kansas City Chiefs will be a hell of a spot. Perfect spot. With Patrick Mahomes, they got 2 already championships. Already. 2 championships, 4 straight AFC titles, 4 straight AFC titles. And he's been to the Super Bowl 3 times already, man. If you want to win a championship, that's a championship contender you can go to. Now, the Eagles will be an interesting fit, but again, something not right about the move because who's going to play at the slot? Who's going to play in the slot? DeAndre Hopkins is not a slot receiver. He's a number 1 type of receiver. So who are you going to take out and put in the slot? You're not going to put him in the slot. Now, I'm pretty much sure, I don't know how is he going to finish the slot. I think he'll kill in the slot. I think he'll be good. But that's not what I think DeAndre Hopkins would actually want. He'll be an unstoppable force, but I think he gives the Chiefs, Chargers, Baltimore, all them guys, he can go down and be number 1 instantly. Buffalo, he can be number 1 instantly.
Yeah, because Buffalo don't have another number 1 on the other side of Diggs.
Yep.
McKenzie, and the other one, I forget who the other receiver was over there, but he instantly will give you that other threat on the other side.
Yep. Tennessee, instantly, number 1 wide receiver. Houston, instantly, number 1. But like I say, we not chatting. Neither one of us are title contenders. So when I think about title contenders, I think about the Kansas City Chiefs. I think about Kansas City. And if you want to throw the Eagles in there, they're a title contender as well because they went last year. But again, it'll be hard to imagine for him to go down and who you going to slot at the number 3. So that means Quez Watkins has a spot out, which is most people won't anyway.
Do you put Devontae Smith in the slot and let D-Hop on the other side?
You could flip that around, but it depends on what Devontae Smith want, how they would coexist on that. It just really depends on how the player want it, Because sometimes it do come down to that. It do come down to that crowd, how the player want it, how they gonna discuss it. It do really come down to that. So we got the last topic of the day, and we're gonna go which quarterback is up under the most pressure to win, and we're gonna start with you, Dez.
I say Russell Wilson. He has a lot of pressure right now. There's a lot of pressure on him. If he knows it too. If he does not perform well this season, he's out of there. He is out of there. Sean Payton, he's not these lovey-dovey type coaches. He's gonna tell you how it is. I like Denver, man. Denver City, like this whole city, like the Nuggets, the Broncos. We got to work on the baseball. They get a little bit better, but they still suck. And then you got the hockey. They were 1 win away, but their coach is tough. Like Russell Wilson has to have a good season. He has to. They're paying this guy so much money. It is ridiculous. And he's getting up in age a little bit. He has performed well, and he's under the most scrutiny because look where he took the scrutiny last year. All that scrutiny, criticism like that. He has performed well. At least make the playoffs at best. So I think Russell Wilson for sure.
Got your key?
See, everybody was looking at me with three heads when I say Russell Wilson will have a better year than he had this year. Everybody looking at me crazy. Oh, I don't think so. What do you mean you don't think so? He had a horrible coach in Daniel Hackett that had to get outside help to help him run this offense. Look what happened when Nathaniel Hackett left, when he got fired. That's the Russell Wilson we was used to looking at and knowing that he can still play this game. When he left, just look at that game when Nathaniel Hackett was not there after they fired him. Look how much better he was. But that's not who I'm saying. I just wanted to get my Russell Wilson point out of there that Russ is going to be better this year. It's Lamar Jackson, no doubt about it. Because two things. One, can he stay healthy? 2 years in a row, your team needed you in the playoffs when it mattered the most, and you were not there because you were hurt. We all know that we all know that the Baltimore tends to their defense. They cater to their defense. Whether it's free agents, it's always defense. Big bonuses, big extensions, it's always defense. They gave Roquan Smith a big deal. It's always defense. But now, Lamar Jackson, the ball is on you because you wanted this money, you got your extension. Now you got to go out there and ball. And I understand injury happen, but this can't happen to you 3 years in a row. This cannot happen to you 3 years in a row when you get your team in position to get in the playoffs and you can't be there because you are hurt. So I pray to God nothing happens to you because I don't wish injury on nobody. I just want to see you out there because I know the type of player you are. I need to see you out there for all 17 games and go out there and ball and show Baltimore why you deserve this money. And I hope you don't get hurt, but the pressure's on Lamar Jackson right now.
Well, all of those are great choices, but I'm going to go with Josh Allen. Josh Allen supposed to be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, and you have yet to get to an AFC championship title game. You're a top 3 quarterback. You got Stephon Diggs. You got Gabe Davis. You got Dawson Knox. You got your tight end and Kincaid now. Now, not saying all of it is his fault, but again, you're the down quarterback. You blew several games last year of trying to do too much with your damn arm. But like I say, again, he's the quarterback of this team, and I don't think most of it is fault, but I am going to give him in consideration and give him some blame. Because, again, yes, the coaches call a play, and it's your decision to go out there and make the right play and not throw it in the goddamn coverage when you know you don't supposed to throw it in coverage. And you're yet to beat Cincinnati when it matters the most. You're yet to beat Kansas City when it matters the most. Now, the year before, his defense totally gave up that game. Totally gave up that game. And he played hell of he can play. But again, it still ended up with a loss. And it ended up with Cincinnati and Kansas City in the AFC Championship, and Cincinnati ended up going to a Super Bowl. You lost to the Texans your first time in the playoffs. Give you a pass on that because that was your first ever time. Nobody expects you to beat out, but you did lose. This year, no excuses. No excuses. No more excuses. Especially if you get DeAndre Hopkins. That would be no more excuses for Josh Allen this year. No more excuses. I want to hear it. I want to hear about bad coaching. I don't want to hear about he had a great season. I don't want to hear that. I'm not trying to hear it no more. Because the same shit we all give to same energy and same excuses we all give to certain players, regardless if it's NBA, NFL, baseball. We need to start giving, if these players are top 3 and superstar, we need to start holding them accountable like superstars. I'm not going to keep making no excuses for these players because they had opportunities to show up and make plays for their team and they didn't. Josh Allen is one of these guys. Justin Herbert has too. Whoever, I got a feeling one of these teams, Baltimore especially, Baltimore, Kansas City, not, like I say, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes already won 2 championships, so he's proven. He's already proven. He's up off the picture. He's already proven. Win or lose anyway. He can lose the goddamn first round. He already proved himself to be a great quarterback. He's proven, well more proven. But out of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, or even if the Eagles, if one of these teams end up with DeAndre Hopkins, that will be no more excuses for these teams not to exceed and get to a damn Super Bowl. That will be no more excuses for these quarterbacks. That will be no more, especially Josh Allen. All the talk is over. You said you want to get this team has been to the Super Bowl 4 straight years in the 90s and lost all of them. And now it's your chance to get back. You got a good enough team. You got the receiving core. Regardless, the offense don't run the ball a lot. They don't run the ball a lot. So that's one of a problem because they depend on Josh Allen to run and throw a lot too. That's one of the problems. But again, you got to make great decisions and smarter decisions regardless of what play is called. You got to make the smarter decisions. So a lot of pressure to me is on Josh Allen. All these quarterbacks are great picks. Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, they're hell of a picks. Josh Allen, you're a goddamn top 3 quarterback in the league, sir. Most people call you top 5. You got to go out there and get it done, regardless with no Dhop. You got a good enough defense. You got to go out there and get the goddamn job done, son. Because if you don't, hey, you're going to get a lot of shit. You're going to be listed as an overrated player, as an overrated goddamn player. Guys like Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, them motherfuckers coming, man. Them guys are coming for him. Them guys are coming. Jalen Hurts already in the Super Bowl, his second year out of Houston, and I rep them Houston goddamn players. Anybody that comes from Houston, the state, I rep them. They coming, Josh Allen. So you got a good enough team. I'm not trying to hear no excuses or whoever. I got a feeling one of them teams are going to get Dhop. One of those teams are going to end up with him. I got a feeling one of those teams is going to end up with him. But that will be no more excuses for Josh Allen. So all of these guys are great points. Josh Allen is up under the most pressure to win a damn championship this year, to win, period. Point blank range, not trying to hear no more excuses. Sometimes his offense has something to do with it. But again, you're the goddamn quarterback. You're the leader of the team. You got to go out there and get the goddamn job done.
That's facts.
So other than that,
Sean McDermott need to run the ball more, not with Josh Allen. Y'all got running backs for a reason. Use them.
They got good enough running backs, and they don't run the ball like that. They just don't run it. They depend more on Josh Allen, and Josh Allen throws mistakes when it matters the most. He turn on the throw mistake. That's because you don't run the ball a lot. They got a good enough running back. A lot of people say the running back situation not good. They got good enough running backs. Devin Singletary was an 800-yard running back and a 900-yard running back. They good enough. They just don't use them a lot. They just heavily depend on Josh Allen, and that's what kind of make them turnover prone a little bit last year. So other than that, before we get up out of here, we're gonna do our final predictions of tonight's game. So Key, I'm gonna start with you. Who wins Game 7? Who will play Denver in the NBA Finals after tonight?
Boston's on a roll. You got to roll with the hot hand. They've won 3 straight. You got to give it to Boston. Boston and Denver.
Des, after tonight, on Tuesday morning, when everybody wake up, who will be playing your Nuggets in the Finals?
I say the Heat. I'm going with the Heat. I'm going with the underdog. And the reason I know Mo's definitely grown on me a little bit, but I just feel like Boston, they're a good team. They fought so hard to win these 3 games, but they're not good at home either. That's one thing. They're not really good at home. Against the spread, they're not really good. Miami's actually better than the spread as well. So I say Miami. I think Jimmy Butler has to go off tonight, though. He has to go off. He plays well in Boston, too. And I think Boston has a lot of pressure. You think about it. Both teams have a lot of pressure now. The pressure level is actually the same. You think about it. You're 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals. If I'm Miami, hey, you know what? What better way to send Boston home packing than to do it on their home floor?
Hey, I wouldn't be mad if either one of these guys win. Like I say, I want Jimmy Butler to win too. I do want Jimmy Butler to win it. But then again, Sixers fans already had a goddamn enough of seeing former players go somewhere and get better somewhere. And seeing Jimmy Butler in the finals twice would be crazy. Seeing Nikola Jokic win a championship would be even crazy. But like I say, that's why I say it's not all Philly fans, because Key and all of them, Slade, they the coolest Philly fans I ever know. I will ever know, and they the only ones that I will feel. Cool McCain will do it too. Gene will do it to some degree too. But like I say, them the only Philly fans I know that will be realistic and tell it how it ain't goddamn delusional. Sometimes Philly fans make you don't want to even like them at all, want the team to lose everything. And that's how the Philly fan base is. A lot of them, most of them. Not, it depends on who you're talking to. Most of them, man. I was supporting the Philly Nation, but once I keep seeing it over and over, and the delusionals make you want to make them fail every time and laugh at them every time. That's why I troll them most of the time. But I troll them. I don't troll them just to stick it to them. I troll them just because I play. I troll my goddamn team if I have to. I ain't gonna lie. I was trolling my Texans all the time during the Philadelphia Eagles and the Texans game. Trolling Davis Mills all day because I knew I know he ain't shit. I know he ain't good. So other than that, like I say, I got Boston in the finals. I think I think Miami let it slip away. They had several chances to get it done. And now you got to come here to try to win it. Now, one key element that works in Miami's favor is that Boston has lost most games at home. Most of the playoff games at home. They have lost most of them. But one thing about Boston, they bend it, but they didn't never break. They bend it, they never broke. Will this be the day that they finally break? Or will this be the day that this is a team, if you give them extra life, they can capitalize? The 76ers, by not winning that game 6, gave them extra life. In Boston, capitalized. Now, Miami won the first 3 games. Miami won the first 3 games. They lost game 4, and you're like, all right, that was just a bad game. But then again, you lost game 5. When you got blown out in game 5 by Boston, you're like, oh my goodness, we gotta hurry up and get this goddamn series over with. Now that they lost that one, I think when you give a team like that 9 lives, it gets a wear and tear. And again, I'm gonna take Boston. But Miami, hey, if they get it done, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset with it at all. I would actually love it. But other than that, like I say, man, and also them Rockies been playing great since you called them out. They've been playing better. They've been playing better baseball. We got to do a Rockies game too. We got to get together and do a Rockies game. They've been playing actually better since you called them out. They almost down there better than the Phillies right now. But other than that, keep telling people they can follow it.
Well, y'all know I'm always in the building. I'm always around. Key in the building everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube. So, and of course, I'm up here on the Sports Empire Network. Y'all can catch me and Coach Dante, 7200 Second Podcast, every Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be back tomorrow. Don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow. So, yeah, y'all can, make sure y'all follow us on Spotify as well, Sports Empire Network, and 7200 Second Podcast to get our shows on the audio side. So yeah, make sure y'all follow us there. But I'm all over. You can always find me somewhere.
Dez?
Oh, yo, Sports Empire Network, definitely YouTube. I've been slacking a little bit on the YouTube a little bit just because I've been soaking up this Denver win, man, but definitely get back on the grind. Definitely going to push out some content today. Probably about a couple videos. See, you got a good addition with Shiloh Sanders, so I'll definitely put a video on YouTube on that. He's committed. It's been really great. You're going to see me on YouTube, Sports Empire Network. You can find me on Facebook for sure.
Yeah, y'all know y'all can find me at. Y'all gonna find me on Empire Sports Network. Y'all gonna find me today. I ain't gonna be hard to find. Just say y'all find me twice today. Find me during the Astros in the Game 7. So y'all will find me.
Do a Game 7 play-by-play.
Hey, go ahead, man. Just hit me up. Let me know if you in. Let me know. That's all you gotta do.
I'm locked in, man.
I got you. Just let me know. Me and Des will be having Game 7 for y'all tonight, and at 3:00 I will have my Astros versus the Twins today. So other than that, as for Coach Dante, Key in the building, Des, we will see y'all later today. Have a good rest of your morning.